reparations that are factored in. We saw the Toyota Ethiopians.
Well, even with all the buildings along the Las Vegas Strip and all the action here, this is one of the city's biggest attractions. Allegiant Stadium opened back in 2020. Straight ahead, we punch the second of 2 tickets to the AFC title game, and we've got a great one in store, as it'll be the Indianapolis Colts taking on the Las Vegas Raiders. For a berth in the AFC Championship game, off we go in the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Brooks. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2. You often say that sort of opens the play.
Dog, you had all this time to put in these damn cheat codes. You still over here bullshitting.
Now 2nd and short.
That should be annoying.
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
Now a 2nd and 2. Up the middle they go. Hannah. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Not too many more ideal situations at 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a 1st down. They ran it and picked it up.
Crazy. Five. Crazy. Hey, what's that? Crazy. 5. Crazy.
From the shotgun, it's May. That's into the hands of his tight end, Bowers.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Here's a 2nd and 8.
Crazy. What's that? 5. Crazy. 5.
Looking to throw. May. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. That one a 1st down pickup of 8.
Yeah, I had to make sure he got a taste of his own medicine. That motherfucker be annoying. Yeah, sounds about right.
On 1st down, Hannah. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43. 2 yards.
Brandon, you're a big lover of music. How about what you just saw there? This is what I call playing the piano for a defensive lineman. The ability to move laterally up and down the line of scrimmage. How about the way he just flowed and got to the outside part of the field and made that play?
Throwing here is May. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And they'll get him.
Ah, fuck, I thought I had that.
Down at the Colts' 25-yard line. goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. Well, we know he can run the football too, but he's a good pass catcher. That's been on display here, Charles, on this opening drive.
And we certainly have seen the benefits of what he did in the offseason, which was spend more time with wide receivers, working on routes, working on cuts, in order to make himself a more complete running back and even more of a threat downfield.
That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive. But yet another completion here on this opening drive, and he's now perfect 4 of 4 to start. Pretty solid execution here.
And how about how everyone's handled their nerves? Because you know what it's like to start a ball game. You're so amped up and ready to go that sometimes the execution isn't there. They've been flawless so far. Well drilled, well prepared, and excited to start this game.
And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight-ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid game.
Crazy, crazy.
They'll throw with May. And it's caught. Touchdown. From 10 yards out. And the Raiders are on the board first here in this division round matchup. The call is to go for 1 and kick the extra point. And that makes it 7-zip Vegas.
Makes the score Raiders 7, Colts nothing.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here.
35-yard line.
Looking to put a drive together.
Let's go. Ready.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's going to lose yardage here. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
Now whistles, and the Raiders are going to signal for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Hell yeah, that motherfucker hurt. Practice. You're missing a running back, that's for sure. Oh, I'm missing my fucking... No wonder. I'm missing a player too. Fuck. Safety. Oh yeah, he ain't in here whatsoever. He's not in the he's not on the IR either. Not that I see. Yeah.
Behind the chain, 2nd and 13.
Trap 60. Come on.
Yeah, Richardson back to throw it. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 17 and an Indianapolis first down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
From the gun, they'll try to run it. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on second down.
Ready? Ready, ready.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. Looking for the seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Now third down and 7. Here's Richardson to throw. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Excellent defensive effort to get to him and provide a little contact before the catch could be made cleanly.
And the punter's on the sideline. Here's the field goal unit now to try an exceptionally long one.
65-yard attempt.
Sly able to put this one through. Well, not too long ago, Charles, that would have been a new NFL record. But instead, it's shy of setting the record, which is 66, but still from 65 away, one of the longest kicks in league history.
And that puts him in elite company in the NFL. Only a few have ever even attempted that, let alone put it through the post. How about his moment? It came together.
I forgot my fucking linebacker's hurt, so I gotta change my depth. Carly's is out, so... Oh, is it Carly's or is it Walker? It's Walker. Fuck. I'm good.
And he delivered.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated.
And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Dante Thornton, 65 yards. And the Raiders are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that pushes the lead up to 11. On as the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
35-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They trail early on the road in the playoffs. Not a great combination as they've got it 1st and 10. And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there. And it's 2nd down.
That was all about the defender making life difficult for the receiver. Very tough for a guy to hold on to the football through all that contact. He ends up forcing the incompletion.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
And when you get into the divisional round of the playoffs, this is where having the ability to run the football is such an advantage. The defenses, they're generally going to be tougher the further you go along. So if you can get something established up front, it's going to give you a great chance to move on.
Here we go.
Now Richardson. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's going to be shoved out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. A big play there for Andy. 41 yards.
Seems like all the fireworks in his first quarter have been on the other sideline, but here they're saying, hey, we've got some explosive guys on our side too. And that's a big play in a game that's looking like it might be full of big plays.
They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. And that is caught. Touchdown, Indianapolis. An 11-yard touchdown. And the Colts are back within a score. Joey Sly on for the extra point. And he's got it. That cuts the lead. It's now 14 to 10. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback. And they'll bring this out to the 35-yard line. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive.
Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last time that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Crazy, crazy, crazy.
To the air, May. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A Raider first down, 17 yards. We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. Second quarter from Vegas, the homestanding Raiders with a football here. As they've got it with a
good, bro. You don't need his ass. I swear, I'm not gonna lie though. I felt like I lost a receiver too. So maybe something going on. There may be something in the water, bro.
Crazy, crazy. You can try. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Crazy, crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy.
From the gun, it's May. Completes this one to Thornton. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
At the 32-yard line.
To throw, it's May. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And so close, he gets it to the one. Out of bounds right there. A big play that time on a catch and run. 31 yards. Now May on the sneak. And he's over the line. And for a Raider touchdown. The sneak successful from a yard out. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes it a 21-10 game. On as the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
35-yard line.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they looked up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just a... And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Indianapolis. A great play there. 65 yards. And the Colts are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6.
Why did I make a mistake, man?
Is up and good. And it's now 21-17.
Joey Sly set to kick off.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And that one not returnable. It's over the back line to the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 30-yard line. A good starting spot for the Raiders as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Crazy. Hey, what's up? Crazy.
From the shotgun, May with it. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over it that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
As soon as he leaked out and began his route, someone on the defensive side broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Crazy. Get down here, you good? Crazy.
Here's May. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he is going to have the Raiders 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's a pretty good throw on the curl route there. 3rd down, and they pick up a first.
Defense should be aware for that, right?
They should be aware, but it was so hard sometimes.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Because when they sell that route really well, you think they're going upfield, then they curl back, show their numbers to the quarterback, and complete the play.
Crazy.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Pass right side caught by Thornton. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 13-yard gain yet again, just like last play.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you make forward a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Hamill. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
Crazy. Hey, check him out.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Short throw caught by Bowers. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. So no gain on the play. And that's going to bring up second down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained. So they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. Now after the holding call, here's 2nd and 20.
Crazy.
They'll look to throw here. May looking to run. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd.
They made a nice effort to stick him with a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than that to keep him from advancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the second half of this contest.
Ninth play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. And not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he's got his man out of the slot, complete. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. Second quarter action, 2 minutes to go on divisional round weekend. And no signs of the field goal unit. They're going for it on 4th down.
Crazy.
Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And they're going to at least line up to go for it here on 4th down.
Crazy.
Now flags, and we're going to get a delay of game. Of course, that flag accepted, and it backs the ball up 5 yards. On now is the field goal team here as the Raiders will try for 3. From the right hash, it's a 38-yard attempt. And his kick is good. And they will open their lead up to a touchdown at 24-17. So a nice kick there as they add 3 to the lead.
And from what I've seen so far, Brandon, I think they've been the better of the 2 teams here in the first half. So even though you want the touchdown, I think that's a nice job there to put 3 points on the board.
And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. They'll start this drive out on the ground. He had to fight that time. Ran through one tackle, but ultimately he's only going to get back to the line of scrimmage.
We talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
2nd and 10. Richardson looking to throw. To the right side, it's caught by Mitchell. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. First catch for him in these playoffs. He was held without one last week. He's got a first down on that effort. He's been the forgotten man in this first half. Not a guy you want to forget. Not only his first catch, first time they've targeted him.
That doesn't make any sense, does it? Because those are the types of plays.
That's caught inside the 20. And he's going to have this down deep into Vegas territory. A big play there for Indy. 46 yards.
We saw these guys have some big plays in their wild card win last week, and they're certainly going to need to continue to put up plays like we just saw there if they hope to continue to move on in these playoffs.
The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10.
Buffalo 18. Come on. Hey. 60 Eagles. Cut 19. Check.
Hands it off out of the gun. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself.
And he'll just throw this one over in the way of the security crew. Incomplete here.
Boy, that was lockdown coverage there. He's scanning for someone to come open. But that was great work to blanket everyone. And in the end, he's just got to throw it away.
A big one coming in this divisional round playoff. 3rd and goal.
Here we go. Bronco.
And here's a handoff out of the gun. And he's not going to get anywhere close to the marker as they'll stop him well short of the yellow line. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. Sly able to put this one through. And that'll bring them back within 4. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks will tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put anything together.
Crazy. Here. Omaha. Crazy.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. A rifles one, that's going to be intercepted.
Hayes pass. Intercepted. They'll take over 1st and 10 at the 30.
He's certainly not been afraid to take some chances downfield. Now, look, it's paid off for him a couple of times. That time, not so fortunate.
And that's where I want to start, what you said. It's paid off a couple of times. So his aggressiveness has been good for his offense for the most part. So he throws an interception there. No one likes that, but I would not rein him back in. The return on investment thus far has been pretty good. 2 touchdowns to 1 interception.
Sly able to put this one through, and that will do it for this first half. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Second half of this AFC divisional round. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now he's getting the ball to start the second half. How about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the third quarter.
From the gun, he'll hand this off. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. 2 yards the loss, and now they go from 2nd and 2 to a tough 3rd and 4. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Richardson shotgun on 3rd down. And that will be incomplete.
I mean, come on, bro. That's a 99 QB. No pressure. Why? How do you not make that?
And that's a strong performance there defensively to force incompletion and, more importantly, force a quick punting situation.
The Colts send out their punter. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. Fair catch called for and collected right at the 10-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Raider drive will start from deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They have played so strongly. You look at the scoreboard, you probably, with the way they played, you would think the margin would be a lot bigger, right?
You would. And in your experience, how many times have we run into coaches where they've talked about, hey, we just want to put it in the hands of our defense and have them win the game? In this case, not only one put in the hands of your offense, but you always feel better about seeing defense because you think defense is a constant and offense kind of comes and goes. Today, this game, no, they need their offense to stay on a really hot level.
They've been hot so far. Now a 2nd and 10. Play action. May. Got his man. It's Thornton. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets his football out shy of the 30 to the 29. The catch and run good for 18 and a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 29-yard line.
Crazy.
He'll look to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Here's 2nd and 10. Back to throw again. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
And those two just have been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
Crazy. Yep, 45, here you go. 5.
Again, he'll drop to throw. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
One first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
Here's the Raiders punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. Taken from just outside the 30. There'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Richardson looking to throw this. And it's caught inside the 30. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. 36 yards on the play. And you need a big play? Go to your big play guy.
Well, listen, that's football 101. When you have to have it, you expect that guy to step up. A lot of people call these receivers divas. Sometimes just leadership when they get in the huddle and say, get me the ball. I'm about to make a big play.
From the gun, they'll try to run it. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. They'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss.
Here we go, set. Panther 60,
Now it's Richardson. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. No gain on the play. And it's going to be 3rd down and a ways to go here. 3rd and 14.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
So here's a 3rd and 14.
Mustang 19. Here we go. Cougar 19. Go.
Richardson. He'll try and do this himself. He'll run for it. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. And now they're looking at a 4th down situation.
Joey Sly on for the field goal.
Sly able to put this one through. And with it, they have taken the lead. So give them 3 on that drive. You know, normally you'd say, we'll take it. But the way points have been flying around, it feels like a little bit of a letdown.
Yeah, you just have to wonder, are field goals going to be enough? Because as you pointed out, the way touchdowns have been scored, does kicking a field goal actually put you at a disadvantage the rest of the way?
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. The last series for them a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive. 1st and 10. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Going to go, it's a gain of 4. And it's 2nd down. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
2nd and 6. Short throw caught by Bowers. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
Brings up 3rd and 1.
On 3rd down, Hammond. And he will have the first down as he gets this to the 47. 40 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. They held him in check in the first half, but that's his longest carry of the game right there.
So would this be the definition of fresh legs since he didn't get much done in the first half? Now he has a great opportunity. He's taking full advantage of it.
From the shotgun, it's May. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. Working downfield. He's got Thornton. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That's good for 28 yards.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Throwing here is May. That is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Dante Thornton, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Raiders have retaken a 3rd quarter lead.
I know we often laugh and sometimes we even exalt the guys who are great trash talkers and give us some really funny lines. But the bottom line is absolute production on the field. His 2nd touchdown of the game, and they lead.
And now they'll be looking to their defense to preserve that lead. May going to try and throw for it. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And he is into the end zone as that pushes the lead up to 6.
26.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Their own 35-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
But you've met fan bases that wanted that. They weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it. Not too many things get to a quarterback of this magnitude, but I think it's safe to say that pressure can get to any quarterback.
Now, he's obviously a great franchise quarterback, but felt the pressure, threw it incomplete. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Richardson working from the gun. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory. Down at the 33. And they'll run on the inside handoff. Well, that was pretty. Sidestepping defenders on his way to a pickup of 9 yards.
10 yards.
1 quarter remains for the right to advance to the AFC title game. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. In need of only about the length of the football here on 2nd down. And they'll keep leaning on the line game. Back to the ground. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed.
And the Colts 1st down.
Here we go. Set.
One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
They did a really nice job there defensively. They strung the play out, didn't give him a cutback lane. On each play, you have guys what I call our BCR players. Guys are responsible for the bootleg, for the cutback, and for the reverse. They played that one perfectly.
And thrown him right out of bounds. They'll get to him just inside the 15-yard line. And even after that fancy footwork we saw, a good job defensively to recover. This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. Here's Richardson to throw. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. From 13 yards out. And the Colts are an extra point away from taking the lead here in the 4th. A very important extra point there, up and good. And they have taken the lead here in this 4th quarter. Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line of the end zone. So this ball will come out to the 30 now. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. And this could be the defining moment of their season. Hyperbole aside, you're trailing here in the 4th quarter, the divisional round. And they need to come up with something as they get this drive started. 50 yards rushing for him now to this point. Options galore here. 2nd and a few inches.
What's that? Hey, what's that? Hey, let's punch it in. Great job. We're good.
They'll keep it on the ground. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Sometimes I get almost mesmerized watching these runners who have great vision. You know, those eyes that carry their feet to open spaces, make people miss. I just love watching those guys go to work.
Hey, what's that? Good. Crazy. No. Crazy. Hey, five. Crazy.
To the air, May. It's caught inside the 25. And he'll be touched down in the end, but a big play on that one.
Well, my dad would say sometimes, I'm just scratching my head here trying to figure out what was going on there defensively. How did you lose him in the middle of the field? If you're going to lose a receiver,
fucking Omaha, bro.
sure
Take that bullshit off, dog.
Not deep downfield that can
Go ahead
hurt
and throw
your
an
defense.
incomplete pass, man.
They'll run on first down. Hannah. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. And the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success.
Hey, five. Hey, what's that? Crazy. Hey, five.
Looking to throw. May. On the out route, he's got Thornton. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and goal at the 5-yard line.
Crazy. Hey, what's that? Crazy. Hey, five. Crazy. Crazy.
They'll throw with May. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
It's now 3rd and
Well, no one likes to see that drop, but I'll guarantee it's not going to stop his quarterback from going back to him anytime he has open space.
Hey, what's that?
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. Touchdown Raiders.
I fucking saw that bullshit, dog. I just could not get over there. My safeties are ass.
Third touchdown of the game. And the Raiders answered back with a touchdown of their own to take a fourth quarter lead. But plenty of scoring.
They just too slow.
Yeah, they just gave up a touchdown
That's a good
on the
play.
other end, so they knew that with time getting short, they had to put something together here, and they were able to do so and retake the lead right back.
Crazy, crazy, crazy. Crazy, crazy.
Who's running the stop route? We're just gonna roll.
They're gonna try to throw for it.
There he is.
And he's got it. So the two-point conversion is good, and they add on to their fourth quarter lead.
33.
On as the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here.
At their own 35-yard line.
Nah, I'm in Houston.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And this is a unit that needs to get in gear if they want to play for a conference championship next weekend. Down 7 here in the fourth and a very critical drive upcoming. And that one drops down incomplete. Good coverage there. Forced the ball free and it's second down. Back to throw. Here's Richardson. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the fourth. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
Now Richardson. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end.
Complete to number 80. Brings up second and 8.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes. And we've got a one-score game. Second down, 8 yards to go. Now Richardson back to throw it. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. He'll get it inside the 20. And he's going to be out of bounds here all the way down inside the 10.
Now that is the 2-minute drill at its very best. Get the completion, get a big chunk of yardage, and then get out of bounds to save those timeouts. You cannot do it any better than that.
Now first and goal.
Here we go. Cavity Lions. Ready.
Hands it off out of the gun. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. A great effort there. With now 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns. And the Colts are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. Important extra point up and through. And we are tied here in the fourth quarter.
Joey Sly set to kick off.
Both these teams fighting for their playoff lives. All tied, fourth quarter, as the kick is away here. And that is over the back line of the end zone.
Go ahead and make a mistake for me, bro. You owe me one.
Here's first and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down.
But that's just a pile of bodies
is there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Five. Crazy. Crazy. Five. Crazy. Five. Crazy.
To throw, it's May. Looking outside, and he's got a man. That's Young. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35.
And this is obviously a spot where you lean on your stars. Get the ball to them in open space. Let them do what they do.
All 3 timeouts still at their disposal. Here's 1st and 10 now. Now a handoff up the middle. Hannah down at the 35. It'll be 2nd down. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this 4th quarter.
2nd and 7 at the Colts 35-yard line.
Here's a 2nd and 7. May going to bat this one forward. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Colts pick it up. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line.
Hey, bro.
So they were already in field goal range. Now this and a completely new story to tell.
And frankly, what they're going to say when they review this game and go over it, they're going to tell the offense, you had one job. All right, you knew what you had to get done. You knew where we wanted to kick the field goal from. You know our range. Just take care of the football, and we win the game.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They need to get this around the 40 on the other side to get into field goal range. Look at the clock, a decent amount of time here in a tie game. What do?
No panic situation at all. They've got to get a couple of chunk plays, pick up nice bits of yardage.
Target the sidelines.
Target the sidelines because you want to get out of bounds and make sure that clock stops. Because if the clock stays running, that makes things that much tougher for you. It can always bleed out on you.
Let's go now.
Here's Richardson. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll get it down here to the 43. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left.
A gain of 7. 1st down, Colts.
And now an all rest on the right.
Oh, why you gotta be all... You ain't gotta call that timeout.
And as the 2 teams talk over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
I'm probably gonna miss this hole. I can just feel it.
So on is their kicker, and it's down to this. This to book a trip to the AFC title game. And the kick is good.
GG's.
He puts it through, and they are moving on to the AFC championship game. And they have secured a spot in the conference championship, and now you can start to smell it at this point in the season, can't you?
You really can, because the focus has been one game at a time, not looking ahead. But when you get to the conference championship game and you know you're there, the Super Bowl does loom in the future.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. With that, we say so long from Las Vegas.
my parents' fist. Tried so hard to raise me right, but I was born